To break the internet the other day. You're saying that you're YNW Melly's mom and you're about to hit OnlyFans.
Why not? You make money while you sleep, and I turned 40 this year. Why not do something crazy?
Did you start it yet though?
What? My OnlyFans? Yeah.
How much you made the first day? I just need to know the first day.
The first day.
The first day was the nastiest. She shouldn't have got nothing on Halloween. I mean, on Christmas. I want to say I don't have an issue with the OnlyFans revolution situation happening or whatever you want to call it.
It was pretty epic.
Give me a bump. Here.
The only thing that I thought was really interesting, and I don't have much to add to this past that, is it is pretty wild to use your son's murder trial as a jumping off point for your OnlyFans, whatever kind of career you might be having on there. I don't think it all has to be explicit content. I've never been on there. Right hand to God. You know what I mean? So, but yeah, let's see what this lady's talking about. That was the main thing about this scenario that I thought was very unique. The conversations, like, this lady's son is on trial for murder, which is, at least as far as I know, that's really the only way that we've been introduced to her. And she's like, well, this is a little bit of public attention or whatever. I'll go ahead and use that to start. I'm gonna keep the P word out of my mouth, but you already know, because we're under 5 minutes on the algorithm, so maybe this wasn't the wisest video to choose, because I'm kind of handcuffed as to how we can give it a full breakdown. But her corn career, you already know.
Park figure,
like 40-ish, 50.
One day?
Day one.
Bitch, I'm getting the OnlyFans. Nice. Fuck this shit. Fuck this shit.
Okay, lady, come on. I'm not. Who's the one that is going to tell her that $40,000? It's probably not going to happen. It's probably not going to happen the first day for Miss Tasha K. No disrespect. And if it did, Cardi B's coming for that, because she already got you paying the fucking straight out your checks. Like
40,000.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, 40,000.
And that was not even a full 24 hours.
Ooh. So it's still collecting.
It's still going.
Why did you decide to break the internet the other day?
Okay. Yeah, that's just that's the rerun on. Oh wow. Well, yeah. So I didn't catch the number the first time. 40,000 in one day. That is spectacular. But I'll say that one, you're not going to keep up with that 40,000. That's not like a realistic figure anyway. So you're having a big pop out the gate because people are like, oh, this is the mom of the guy who's going to prison for life, most likely, for murdering his friends. Yeah, sure. I'll watch her. Like I said, we're at 3 minutes and 40 seconds. I can't give a full breakdown, and I don't even know what she's doing on there. Anybody, if anybody knows, it just dropped, and I wouldn't expect anybody here to have any insight on this lady's OnlyFans account or what's happening on there. But $40,000 a day, okay, I accept that. Foo, and I block your combo with boom, integrity, dignity, self-respect is what my initial blocks would be. And then I'd also say, like, hey, that $40,000, you're not hitting me with realistic long-term figures. Like, what about after when he goes to jail for prison? Or he goes to jail for prison, goes to prison for the rest of his life. Let's do some realistic things. Like, how are you going to keep that attention going? People aren't watching you go to court, cry, and then now they want to go 4 minutes and 39 seconds. We're almost there. Wow, this algorithm is a motherfucker, guys. Make sure you subscribe. If this is your first time checking out the channel, make sure you subscribe, show some love, share with somebody that likes to see just all kinds of different kind of content across the internet. I talk a lot about, which I will be talking about today, hip-hop, the crazy, wild, outlandish statements from Dr. Umar. We gotta look at that. We gotta break that down. We gotta break down the legitimacy of that, of his statements, so that he made on the Joe Biden podcast. We're gonna get into that. We gotta talk about the college football playoffs. that has to happen. I have to apologize, man. Mr. Dave Portnoy, man, go ahead and give me a job, brother. And I do apologize. I was out of line. I was flagrant. I'll say that. The University of Michigan, they came out, they handled business. You got to salute them. It was a great game. But yeah, we got to get into that. And like I said, I got to apologize. Hold me to that. And DJ Akademiks, we got to look more into this situation. Allegations of rape. That is wild. DJ Akademiks, what are you doing, dog? Like, for real. You don't have to do all that. And we got some more videos where we'll break down some just wild stuff that I've seen across the internet briefly. And let's just get into NFL, by the way, right off top. NFL, y'all know, Miami Dolphins fan for life. Always been holding it down for the Dolphins, even in enemy territory. You know, I haven't always lived in Florida, so it's like I've been in enemy territory several times and had to just get shit down my back. And you know what I mean? Your boy stood tall and he took that. And yeah, we were on top. We were on top for a short period of time. Now everybody's fucking tendons and ligaments, they're all snapping across the team, the whole team. Fucking offense, defense, we're having issues with ACLs, MCLs, and fucking tendons. I'm ready to donate mine. I'm not using it worth a damn right now. So I think that yeah, look, we got to get real. That last performance against the Ravens, that hurt. We're talking about the Miami Dolphins versus the Baltimore Ravens. This was a battle for the top seed in the AFC. Lamar Jackson went ahead and made an MVP statement again, back-to-back weeks. He beat the 49ers, who had the front runner for the MVP we had talked on here, more than likely. I think a lot of people would agree with that at the time. But then, yeah, I think that past that, the motherfucker turns around and then the very next week he goes and plays another two of the front runners or whatever. Because, I mean, Tyreek, if you want to include him in the conversation, and then you got Tua. And then what happens? 5 touchdowns, goes crazy, knocks their ass back, goes ahead and solidifies themselves as the top seed in the AFC. I don't see how, you know what I mean, you don't have Lamar Jackson as the top. And this is not what I've been saying. So look, this is me apologizing a little bit because, you know, I was not putting Lamar in that conversation earlier in the year. And honestly, I didn't think, and I mean, look, they're still not, they might be my Super Bowl pick. You know what I'm saying? Whoa, okay. Right when I was about to say that, I take it back because it's like, yeah, they weren't my Super Bowl pick. They haven't been my Super Bowl pick. There's been a few people that we've had on here that have picked them and have been big believers in the Ravens and some of their moves in the offseason and stuff like that. For me, I just didn't think it was going to all come together like that. I didn't think Odell Beckham was that big of a move. Also, after losing Mark Andrews and then not missing a step, really, like, you got to salute it. That was really their main offensive, like, elite weapon aside from Lamar Jackson. And they still been able to make it all cohesive and yeah, they deserve a lot of praise, a lot of credit. They definitely did that. The Dolphins, they're in a tight spot. A lot of injuries. I will say, you know, if we're just keeping it real as far as like, I just haven't changed these lights. I wasn't trying to rep for these motherfuckers today. I'm a Dolphins fan, you know, straight up. So it's like, this purple is just a coincidence. I was not trying to rep for these fucking guys and rock their colors behind me at all. But it happened like that because at the end of the day, they did their thing. But yeah, I mean, with the Miami Dolphins, I think it's really injuries. I mean, right now we're having a hard time overcoming injuries. Everybody's hurt, and you know, I will say, like, how the team is currently constructed, it looks very difficult for me to honestly sit here being a fan of the Dolphins, yes, but being somebody that just breaks down football on a regular basis, debates, football and things like that. I gotta keep it real with y'all. Yeah, it's looking ugly. So um we're we're kind of like hitting one of our worst slumps. Which I mean, even when I say slumps, it's like a lot of these guys are out they're out for the whole season. You got Jalen Phillips and you got 100%. Drop a tear in the chat. You got Jalen Phillips. You got Bradley Chubb that just went down, balling. And then Connor Williams, all these guys, it's ACLs, Achilles tears, like stuff that's going to put them out of the off the team for the rest of the season. So yeah, it's definitely a bleak situation for the Miami Dolphins going into the playoffs. So we'll just have to see who all can step up, who can be healthy. Check in on Hard Knocks. I will say that was actually pretty good. I enjoyed the Hard Knocks. Have watched a few seasons of the preseason Hard Knocks, but this is the first time I've ever. I don't know if this is the first one that's been in season Hard Knocks, but yeah, really good. I love it. It really made me feel. I don't want to say closer to the team, but that's what I'm gonna have to say. You know what I mean? That's just the best way to put it, I guess. Just the personalities, the internal struggles. Like even when you're seeing players go down, which is interesting to see that be documented. That's probably going to be the story of that Hard Knocks. We started off on a high note. They were winning a lot of games, a lot of energy behind the team, and then now we're seeing like crazy adversity through injuries. And yeah, I mean, and then at the end of the day, I think. It's going to be tough to overcome all of them. So, I got to say, like I said, Ravens have definitely submitted themselves in the front runner seat. They're going to be the team to beat. I can't imagine. I can't imagine somebody overcoming them at this point with one game left. So, I know we have the Bills, last game of the season, the Dolphins. So that'll be a test. I'm extremely interested to see how the defense responds after getting their ass cooked by the Ravens, and then now going into like basically what amounts like these are almost playoff games. I mean, this one it's not going to eliminate you from the playoffs necessarily just by losing it, but it is going to put you in a way worse spot, and you're playing a playoff team. So we're going to need a lot out of our running game, most likely. A lot of creativity. It's something I had said earlier in the season when we played the Denver Broncos. Now I kind of think is even more of a strong statement to make, which is us showing all those ripples in the game that we had for Devin A-Chain, the rookie running back, and Raheem Mostert, and what we were doing there. Us showing that hand was, I think, a little bit of a mistake. Like, that's something easily. Like, you go into a game, I think it's similar to the Wildcat, where look, the Dolphins came out with the Wildcat for like 3 weeks. Literally, nobody could stop that. They're like, we don't comprehend how to stop this kind of like it wasn't necessarily like a run pass option, but start getting into run options. So it was interesting. It's interesting now seeing that that's obviously something we're probably going to have to lean even heavier on, because we have Tyreek is unhealthy. I think that's clear that he's hurt in some way, some fashion. And then Jalen Waddle was just out. The wide receivers that we had signed to fill in that wide receiver core, Chase Claypool just had the perfect opportunity to go off and do something crazy. And then he, did not do that. He did not do that. They got their ass smacked. Braxton Berrios, same thing. Cedric Wilson, pretty much same thing. Like these guys across the board, I don't see who we're looking to, aside from like Tua, just to get like the absolute most out of these players, which is what we're looking for. I mean, if we're gonna make a push for the playoffs, then 100%, it's gonna be hard to deny Tua at that point if they make it to the playoffs with a injury riddled team like what we have right now. And then it'll be interesting to see what we're able to still get out of the defense with now Xavier Howard going out too. That's something something else that I saw. So I have faith in some of the other secondary pieces that the Miami Dolphins have, but still, like, when we're at our best, obviously, when the Miami Dolphins had when Jalen, for the short period of time that Jalen Phillips got to come back, Bradley Chubb, all the guys that are still there, Christian Wilkins, Zach Sealer, and Xavier Howard and then Jalen Ramsey both have now been out for periods of time. So when there was that overlap and the whole team was on the field, that defense was coming on and was looking crazy. Like, was looking really tough, especially when Jalen Ramsey came back. Like, that defense took a huge step forward. And it went from a team that at the beginning of the season was really blowing people away offensively to being a team that, like, at least people that watch week to week, I was coming in for sure expecting, like, the defense to step up towards the end of the season, which is funny because it was similar to last year. Kind of a similar thing happened where the defensive line really started to come on at the end of the season, and I think it was easier to see the vision going forward. But yeah, that's it for Miami Dolphins talk, man. It's a tough spot. Definitely happy to see the vision for the team going forward. I see what it looks like when it's all working. I still believe that going into a game, the Miami Dolphins can win against a lot of the teams in the AFC. The only thing that makes me hesitate to say that going into those games they should be favorited is just the amount of injuries and, like, to key players, and that, like I said, that's on both sides of the ball. I mean, it's rough. I'm curious, if anybody else is a fan of another team out there that's really struggling with injuries, like what it is, if there's another team that's even close. Because, I mean, like, I think across the board at all positions, from edge rusher, both edge rushers fucking gone. Like, that's nuts. That's nuts. And then, like I said, both starting wide receivers both have issues. Tyreek's playing through it, hasn't missed a week, but is playing through it right now. And Jalen Waddle just went out. Starting running back, Mostert, just out last week. Now, I'm sure these are all, like, we're managing our player, like, low management basically for the playoffs, making sure everybody's ready to go there, because it's going to be all hands on deck on that at that point for sure. But yeah, man, yeah, I don't know. It's compared to the beginning of the season now, definitely there's a big difference, and a lot of that has to do with injury specifically. Speaking of another scenario is the New York Jets. New York Jets went ahead and cut or amicably separated from Dalvin Cook. Dalvin Cook's out of there, so he's free to go sign with a contender possibly. So there was a lot of talk about the Miami Dolphins. I don't really see that being a fit at this point, since we went ahead and addressed that in the draft. But there is a few teams for sure that I think we didn't see much from Dalvin Cook on the New York Jets, so it's hard to say, like, what exactly are you getting at this point? He had some times to shine, but Breece Hall was going fucking nuts. So why would you even put him on the field? That's what I told him when I drafted Breece Hall was, don't even put him on the field because my man's ready. The ACL's intact, brother. But yeah, so he's free to go join a team. I think, maybe the Chiefs could be interesting. I don't really necessarily think their need is at running back as much as it's obviously like somebody on the outside, wide receiver wise, but they could probably just use weapons or somebody to make Patrick Mahomes not just want to rip his fucking hair out on the field. God bless him, man. He's fed up on the field. Like, every week when I watch him, he just wants to get suspended, I think. He's just like, I can see it in his eyes. He wants to do bad shit. And so it'll be interesting to see where Dalvin Cook ends up landing. I mean, I can't think of any spots that would be really ideal for him. Anybody in the chat, let me know if there's anybody you think that would be a really perfect fit. But I'm thinking, like, as far as like contenders, somebody that would want to sign him at the end of the season, bring him in. You could argue maybe the Buffalo Bills, who already have his brother as their running back. And he's had some great moments throughout the season. James Cook had some 100+ yard games. Definitely gets involved in the pass game, but I mean, maybe you just want more depth there, especially looking at how Josh Allen's been playing towards the end of the season. I mean, several games under 200 yards passing. I mean, you might go in there and start looking like the fucking Philadelphia Eagles and just start running QB. Really, my little league team, fucking QB sneak. QB sneak, QB sneak, QB sneak. What else? Oh, Bill Belichick. I think this might be the last NFL topic, but Bill Belichick is saying, this is an article I read on ESPN where he says, I am worried about the Jets. I'm not worried about job security. I think it's really interesting that he's speaking on that. We've had this conversation several times on the podcast about Bill Belichick, legacy, what he's done for the New England Patriots. I mean, is there even really an appropriate time for which the New England Patriots say, like, hey, you're not welcome to coach here anymore? Is it even clear that Bill Belichick is the problem? So making that decision, it doesn't even seem clear to me that that you would be resolving taking out the main ingredient that is causing whatever issue that is not allowing the organization to take off and not allowing the organization to get its feet underneath it. But since Tom Brady's left, so obviously losing Tom Brady is a huge part, and the people you've replaced him with, you see that those are clearly not not Tom Brady-esque pieces that you've replaced. You know what I mean? So it's like you're losing a little bit. So I would just say, look, now you have the New England Patriots. They're playing like dog shit. You guys are in the position now to, which you already did with Mac Jones. You drafted and then you fucking missed and sucked. But now you have another opportunity to do that. I mean, if anybody deserves two swings at it, you know what I mean? I think it's Bill Belichick. Yeah, let him go ahead and have a high draft pick this coming year. Take a swing at it. There's several very interesting prospects coming out. That's something that's going to be interesting with college football, seeing how the quarterbacks get evaluated after this season, because the season was so bizarre with quarterback play, with Drake May and Caleb Williams not really playing all that impressive, specifically Caleb Williams, who, you know, you were thinking that he was coming back to contend for a Heisman or to contend for a national championship, even possibly. And neither of those things were even on the fucking menu at all after mid-season. So I think that, you know, real struggles for the Patriots for sure. I'm not a Patriots fan. Like, I'm a Dolphins fan, so honestly, fuck them. You know, continue to, you know, roll around in squalor for decades, like you subjected the Miami Dolphins to. So fuck you. Yeah, fuck that organization. I had not shed a tear for them at all, but I'm just saying, like, if I'm being objective here, I'm saying it's Bill Belichick and everything that, you know, the organization has accomplished during the time he was there compared to what they had accomplished previous to him being there. Not that doesn't mean that you shouldn't be able to make the move and, you know, make that move. You should. And I would respect it, because look, this is coming from a guy like a Miami Dolphins fan. When they made the move from Flores, I was shitty. I was like, what? That's one of the best parts of our team. Our defense is on point, and you know, whatever. You know what I mean? Like, at the point, I wasn't happy with the Flores move. So I do understand. Look, we're not directly in those rooms seeing like kind of the nuances. A lot of the bullshit that these players, coaches, whatever, a lot of the bullshit, obviously, you know, you keep it in house and you don't air your dirty laundry, so we don't even see it. So for all I know, Bill Belichick's coming in work every day, and, you know, he's telling everybody you go fuck off, and, you know, don't talk to him until he's had his coffee, and, you know, whatever. He could be an absolute piece of shit. But I'm saying, you know, without knowing that, just looking at, you know, what we've seen on the field, and I'm even talking about over this season, last season, because that's really what we're being super critical of, and when they've looked wild. I think, look, there's obviously a clear admittance of the failure of Mac Jones to just work in their system. So they're obviously moving on from that. Allow them to go ahead. And this is the thing. If you're Robert Kraft, is it a more difficult conversation to fire Bill Belichick, or is it a more difficult conversation to say, hey, look, I'm the owner of the team, motherfucker. I need to be involved in the next quarterback selection, because they may be here past the time that you're here, based off even retirement, because Bill Belichick's old as shit. So it's like, not even in any threatening manner. It's like, oh, look, I'm probably going to have to deal with this next guy longer than you're going to have to deal with him. So I need to be involved with it, need to make sure it's somebody I'm comfortable with, whatever. So then you team with them, you end up making the selection that you want to make. Obviously, that was the plan the whole time. And then, yeah, let's see if he can make something work with that. Somebody that maybe we feel a little bit more confident with. That draft with Mac Jones was just fucked up anyways, and it was wonky. You should have never got involved in that. With who else? With Trey. What's see, this is the thing. He got erased from history right after the fucking draft. Trey, what the fuck's his name? The guy from North Dakota. But yeah, the whole draft honestly was up in the air, discombobbled. You fucked up taking Mac Jones. So let's go ahead and take another swing at it. Let's go ahead and take Drake May. Let's take Caleb Williams. Let's take Michael Penix Jr. You know, like I said, there's a lot of guys coming in this next draft that I think if you put them in the situation where they're in the Mac Jones draft, you're not even considering taking Mac Jones. Mac Jones is a second rounder in this next draft. Rightfully so. And you feel a lot better stepping away from him if you would have drafted him there. The whole problem is you're beating yourself up about, oh, I drafted him high. There's like this marriage to this player. Like, nah, man, like at the end of the day, we both know what it is with Mac Jones. The writing is on the wall. So he can be an awesome backup quarterback somewhere. I think that's something that we actually need to recognize, is that backup quarterback play is going up because quarterback play in general in the NFL is going up. So as that gets better, you're going to, unfortunately, what was good enough 10 years to be a starting quarterback, franchise quarterback even, it's no longer acceptable, because the game has just evolved. And that position specifically has just evolved and developed into something completely different. So, yeah, I got to be honest with you. We'll have to see. We'll have to see what happens in the draft. But I would be shocked if the New England Patriots, I mean, even if Bill Belichick's not there, I would be shocked if they didn't make that move and they didn't go ahead and take a quarterback. It's just this is the perfect draft to do it, and y'all fucking just sucked. So, you might as well go ahead and reap the benefit of how much you guys sucked. And let's see what else we want to get in. Oh, college football. Let's just go ahead and do football talk at the top. College football. So yeah. And I say this with an open heart, and I'm being dead ass serious. I'm not joking at all. Not joking at all. I know if you guys tune in, I like to huckety huck, chuckety chuck, laugh, all that. We like to, I'm being dead ass serious right now. Listen, Michigan, I apologize. I was wilding on Twitter and I was wrong. And you guys did your thing. I said some personal things because once again, I was having fun. I didn't mean it either. I'll be honest. I didn't mean it. When I said that you guys didn't have any heart and, started saying fuck your alumni and da 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 da. Like, I was just being funny. I didn't mean that, obviously. Like Tom Brady, even though fuck Tom Brady. But no, I mean, look, at the end of the day, that has to do with some things other than Michigan. I shouldn't have took that out on Michigan. I was incorrect. And that's really what that is. They played their hearts out. They played a long game. There's plenty of opportunities for Alabama, and Alabama did strike a few times, but that was a game that Alabama wins. Like that felt like a game that it was so even, so nobody felt like they were dominating. But they both did feel like they were getting their game plans off. You feel what I'm saying? In my opinion. So it's like, and 9 times out of 10, 9.5 times out of 10, 9.9 times out of 10, Alabama wins a game when it goes like that. If they're gonna, if somebody's gonna try to sit there and um play like a power run game with them, and they're gonna try to clock manage with them. Like, a lot of people are not gonna be able to go and do that for um really, fuck 60 minutes. It's 60 minutes of live game, but like there's a lot of other, you know, game played in between that. Halftime, the game still being played. So that's like 3 hours of being just locked. 6 hours of just being locked in on a mental chess match. And you're like, yeah, so basically Jim Harbaugh, respect. Look, I don't know what happened earlier this season with the whole, like, you guys possibly are cheaters. I don't know. I got to bring that up because that's relevant. That happened this year. That happened this year, and yeah, I'm just saying that's very relevant. And not saying you guys cheated here. Like I said, this was a hell of a game. JJ McCarthy, I gotta say, bro, my bad to you as well. I was bugging. There was a few times, man, that throw across the middle that you made, and your guy let that shit go right through his hands. I felt for you on that one, brother. I'm not even gonna lie to you. And I was definitely rooting against you. So when that happened, I was like, damn, okay, he should have had that. He should have had that. And I talked plenty of shit. I'll be honest. I talked plenty of shit. So yeah, at the end of the day, just want to stand on that. Michigan did their thing. And I think it's going to be interesting to see Michigan. I think it's going to be interesting to see them play against Washington. More than anything, I'm interested to see how Michael Penix Jr. responds to Michigan's defense. So that's going to be really interesting. I think that Michigan's going to win that game based off of that matchup. Actually, the defense to offense matchup. I think they're going to be able to just overwhelm and swarm Washington. But we'll see. There's been a few people. I can't say a few. I think, as far as I know, there's only been one person, but one person whose football knowledge I respect a lot, who before the playoffs started or anything was saying like Washington, in their opinion, is the team to beat. So definitely, I mean, look, I'm open to being wrong. That would be incredible if Washington wins this national championship. I think it would be a sign of parity in the in college football. I think it would be a sign of the NIL kind of like evening that out. I mean, even like what we saw with Michigan and Alabama is a little bit of that. Just because Michigan's another one of those powerhouses that will throw around big bags. But yeah, no, I mean, so I think it definitely is a sign that we're seeing like competition even out, teams figure out how to game the system, the NIL system, and some might be doing it better than Alabama, arguably, or as good as them. Because I mean, they're still fucking represented in the playoffs, and rightfully so. That's the other thing I think to say here is like, I think the committee did make the right decision. I respect the Florida State fans taking their opportunity after Alabama lost to act like they should have been there. But if they would have been playing Alabama would have smoked them, and Michigan would have smoked them as well, I'm assuming. So we saw what happened with the Georgia game. That was your guys' opportunity to shut everybody the fuck up. If Florida State players would have played and they would have went out on the fucking field, they felt like whatever the fuck they were doing, boycotting or whatever, fucking this shit is fucking up college football in very interesting ways. I understand. The thing is, this is what's so disgusting about it, is because you have to acknowledge the necessity of the players getting paid. That probably happens at some point where they probably need to get paid from the college, and that might alleviate some of these issues that we're having. But either way, right now, as we have it, it is fucking the game up, man. The NIL shit is definitely fucking it up. In the way where, just people straight up not playing. Yeah, people not playing outside of even these championship games. These championship games are the most like obvious examples of them, where it's like, holy shit, dude, like Florida State, the whole damn team not playing. But like I said, that was your pussy's fucking chance. And also, you should have still had ballers on the team. You got blue chips throughout the fucking roster, be honest. But that was your guys' chance to go beat Georgia, or even give them a close game. Literally, that's the thing. You didn't even have to beat Georgia. If you would have been undefeated and then going into that game, and then you would have had a game where maybe you could have maybe even lost to Georgia by like 10 points, last minute, give up a touchdown, whatever. Florida State didn't even have to win the game to make the point, but nobody was invested. The college kids, they're not invested in the program or whatever the fuck, to the point to where past I'm contending for a national championship, I'm going to play if I have anything on the line. Like, all those kids were fucking out. Like, did not give a fuck about the whatever the fuck color that is, garnet and whatever. Why can't you just be normal? Like, Florida State, come on, like, just call it fucking maroon, for fuck's sake. But yeah, no, definitely highly disappointed in them. And then, like I said, taking that loss to Georgia where they got fucking mollywopped, got dog stomped for 3 hours straight. Like I said, that game in the game matters. It might have been, once again, I might have to up it to a 6 hour just ass whooping that happened to Florida State, because when they showed up to the stadium, I'm pretty sure they were defeated. Fucking Georgia tore their ass up badly. And and by the way, Georgia had guys who played the fucking game. I'm sure not everybody played, but they had enough people to go out there and hang fucking 60 on you, make you look foolish. Talking about, oh, we should have been in there over Alabama. You sound like a fucking idiot. You just got your ass cooked by fucking Georgia. What are you saying? And then, and honestly, look, and I respect the arguments for Florida State back in the day. I'm a Gators fan. I was really just giving y'all a hard time when, I was shitting on you guys on Twitter. But overall, yeah, you guys now look fucking crazy. You guys had the perfect opportunity to go serve up your point, beat the national champions, the reigning national champions, who also got left out of the playoffs based off of one game. Arguably, maybe should have been included in the playoffs them damn selves. They went ahead and they made that point. They made that point by hanging fucking 60 on you, Florida State. You guys did not make that point. You guys look like you should have been sent the fuck home. Look like most of y'all wanted to go home already. You know what I mean? First chance y'all had to fucking pack it up and head home for Christmas. Florida State was all about that. No heart. I'm back on that. Yeah, fuck it. I didn't learn my lesson. I didn't learn my lesson talking about Michigan. But salute to Michigan, really. That's the main thing. Salute to Michigan. I didn't believe. Now I believe. You showed up, did your thing. You dropped your nuts on Alabama. And honestly, I thank you for that at the end of the day. That's a good thing. What else? Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, and then also Washington beat Texas. We kind of already went over that, glazed over that a little bit. Michael Penix Jr., very super impressed with what he's done towards the end of the season, because he had a little bit of a fall off towards around the middle of the season where he was having some rough games, and he really fixed it. Just, he's been coming out firing on all cylinders since the Pac-12 championship, I think, because I was even down him in the Pac-12 championship. I thought Oregon was going to win that. I've been looking crazy this college season. I need to not bet on college football is basically what I'm coming to the conclusion on. And yeah, so salute to all the teams though that made. I think this year was the best example of let's expand it. I saw something with Nick Saban talking about after we expanded to 12, that's not going to be enough. People are going to want to continue to. I'm like, bro, trust me. If we had 12 teams in it this year, there'd have been some teams yeah, there have been some fucking 80 to 10 games. I'm good on that. I think 12 is too much, to be honest with you. But this year was a perfect example of needing it to be about 6. But so it'll be interesting to see next year and how that plays out, how the players respond to it. How does it address some of these issues that we've had with players opting out towards the end of the season? Like I said, it's been a huge bummer as a college football watcher. So yeah, I mean, I really hope they find a way to figure that out. And now that I'm thinking about it, that is actually potentially, I can see how that alleviates that, because now if you basically have 12 teams that feel as if they have a chance to be national champions, therefore, may end up sticking around and playing until they get eliminated. And then fuck you guys. Yeah, tricked you. You never had a chance. You never had a chance. 8 through 12. Let's see what we got here. You know what? Something I wanted to ask the people is
bring it up, Foxy or somebody.
We didn't even talk about that first, but either way, this is Aaron Rodgers, and Aaron Rodgers is talking about just chopping it up with his boy Pat McAfee here, and they get into a little bit of Epstein's list and so on and so forth. And then Jimmy Kimmel's name comes up, so we're gonna look and we're gonna see Jimmy Kimmel's response and so on and so forth. They get paid. Oh yeah, I hear that. Man, I hear it, man. Get their ass out on the field, brother. I'm with you, 100%. Yeah, I think that's part of why. Like, I don't know if you were here earlier, but when I was talking about putting the onus of paying the players on the school, so therefore the school has more, to say about whether or not that payment gets distributed or not, I think is huge. Right now, the players don't even get paid from the school. So I mean, this, at the end of their career, they're like, fuck it. A lot of these guys aren't even taking the degree the first time around. So yeah, they're like, fuck you. I won't be playing in that game. You're not paying me. And it's like last day of high school shit.
Seats on it.
You have Super Bowl 58.
You'll see it.
The emblem put on the screen. And then bring up 57 and 56.
This has something to do with the Epstein list that came out.
Feels like that's supposed to be coming out soon. Look,
this guy's been waiting in his wine cellar.
Aaron Rodgers corrected AJ Hawk. He was like, that list that came out, he's like, yeah, list hasn't dropped, brother. We're waiting on that list.
I've been waiting in my wine cellar for this thing.
A lot of people, including Jimmy Kimmel, are really hoping that doesn't.
All right.
Yeah, I watched all this one earlier. The fact that he threw a shot at Jimmy Kimmel did blow my mind.
A clip from this particular program was run on Jimmy Kimmel's show whenever Aaron brought up the list, and then Jimmy mocked him for it. Mm-hmm. Aaron has not forgotten about that, but here we are sitting right in front of that nice bottle of scotch. Mm-hmm. What do you say? I'm waiting to celebrate something.
Oh, yeah.
He's been waiting for
the one.
You've been waiting for
that. I'll tell you what, if that list comes out, I definitely will be popping some sort of bottle.
Hey, you've been calling for it for a few years now. Anyone else notice this? Oh.
My God.
I love how hyped Aaron Rodgers is about Epstein's list. Damn, I can't make it bigger than that. This is, by the way, they're referring to a conspiracy, I guess you would say, that the NFL is scripted and that these games are planned out. The logo for the Super Bowl for the last several years matches that of the teams that are participating in it. The logo matches their colors. So let me check out what Bird's saying. It should be in the NIL contract that they have to play the whole season if they aren't injured. I'm with you on that, brother. 100%. Like I said, get their ass out there on the field. I'm trying to see some good bowl games. You're fucking it up. The Cotton Bowl should not be disrespected.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. They've known. They've known for years.
Like I'm saying, that 59 better be jet green. That's all I'm saying.
Interesting. Well, unless it's Colts blue. Remember, we got Anthony Richardson coming.
Could be. Patriots blue might be there too.
Oh, you've been jumping on the Minshew train, I feel like.
I love him. I do. I love him.
Shout out to Gates Open Media, by the way.
Pick. Who cares? You just go right into that. He is awesome. This guy is phenomenal.
Mm-hmm. Bring it up, Foxy or somebody back there.
Seats on.
Okay, I think that. Yeah, go check him out. This conversation is reminding me of him big time. He also shared with me like last year there was a picture of all the people, like a bunch of popular players were sitting in this room and had their football attire on. And it might have been the 49ers. Who the fuck did the 49ers play? I don't remember, but I think it was the 49ers Super Bowl. And because they fucking lost. Jimmy Garoppolo missed the fucking throw. Who was it that maybe the Chiefs? I don't know, but either way, so yes, they're all in this room, and the only people that have like football pads on are is like George Kittle and Patrick Mahomes or whoever it was. So no, he's been on that for a long time. Rig Sports, I'm not buying it. I don't buy the conspiracy. Even Aaron Rodgers there, if he is insinuating some kind of conspiracy, he's not proclaiming to be a part of it in any way. So I mean, but then again, on the video, like when we debated the Larry Johnson or whatever, Larry Johnson video where we talked about him claiming that the NFL is rigged. I mean, most people that were at least vocal on the video were in support of the conspiracy. I'll say that. In support of the conspiracy that the NFL is rigged. And for me, that's just a lot of moving parts, a lot of people that are definitely benefiting and making money, but there would also be losers in that scenario. So it's like, what incentive would the losers have to be quiet? I don't know. I guess just like, we'll kill you, motherfucker. I'm just assuming that's not happening, but maybe that's the only thing I can think of. Like, hey, okay, so you guys are gonna lose, or even if like, I've worked my ass off to be in the NFL my entire fucking life, and then now they're just gonna hand the Super Bowl to this other team based off of whatever. Like one of the things was the Raiders changing their game plan. It was a whole thing. I've had this argument several times, so I don't want to beat a dead horse for anybody that's so it's been listening for a while, but yeah, I just can't. I just can't get with that. What was okay? So yes, Epstein's list, and then but I will say here. I wish this was a little bit
Super Bowl
bigger,
58.
You'll see.
for you guys to see
50.
this.
Oh,
But so I mean, you see it, the Bengals and the Rams, and it's like yellow and orange. I mean, I don't know. The thing is like, I mean, you're kind of just limited on a certain amount of colors anyways. So I mean, there's sort of like, you got to get into the probability of that and look at it from that standpoint. Like, I mean, if you're using reds or blue, like, I mean, this middle one, it's like, is that green? Like, are we ready to say that's green, then that's not blue? So you do got to kind of like, I'll say purple's a little crazy because you do, but then again, you have two purple teams in the NFL. So it's like, even then, you're not like, you got 2 out of 32 chance to land on that, or even less than that, because there's less like primary colors that you're probably using on these like marketing pieces of marketing. But I just got to land on it's not rigged. What the fuck is the point at that point? What really makes, go check out Gates Open Media, but what really makes him a psycho is that he thinks it's rigged and he still watches it. But I guess that's not any different than me. I'll watch wrestling sometimes. It's like, I know 100% that's set up to go a certain way. So I don't know, but then at the same time, the fact that it's like, I'm not suspecting that it's like that. I'm not suspecting that they're even deceiving me. Like, after you kind of like understand what it is, you're not looking at it as like something that's like dishonest. I know, like, as a kid, we talked about it on one of the previous podcast episodes. Go check that out. It was a good one with Jay and Mikhail and Trav. It was really cool, and we actually ended up talking about wrestling a little bit, and yeah, that time period where you end up finding out that, oh shit, this was like the best shit in the world to me. The most important fucking TV show every week is not real. I mean, these guys aren't really beating their ass. You're telling me Stone Cold Steve Austin isn't a fucking badass that just fucking breaks whatever fucking rules? God, could you imagine if people acted in society like that? That was part of like my discussion with them when we were talking about that, and then comparing that to like things like hip hop, for example, like where it's like counterculture, where it's like it's not really acceptable to talk about selling drugs like that. You know what I mean? Like it's not really acceptable to tell people to suck your dick. That was wrestling, man. Back in the day, it was all about, fuck you and suck my dick. And then also Stone Cold with the beers, man, and the shotgunning of the beers, fucking hilarious. I want to know, was he legitimately drunk or was he not? Because like how he handled it, like smashed them, the beers went crazy everywhere. It's like he may have been completely sober when he went back to the back after that. Like, to be honest with you, I'm not denying that the man could drink a shit ton of alcohol, but at the same time, I am denying like when he was in the ring, was he really? Which actually, no, I would hold on. That's something that should have 100% been authentic now that I'm thinking about it. Because after you already whooped the motherfucker's ass, do you really have to be sober? I can understand not wanting to be wobbly. Like on that podcast that we did, I'm not going to lie, I was a little wobbly. I hadn't drank for a little bit. So that was the first time I had drank for a while. And I was feeling a little wobbly when I was getting up. I had to grab the tablet. I had to change the lighting a few times. And yeah, your boy was on the pirate ship. Ooh, yeah. So I can understand Stone Cold not wanting to deliver a stunner completely fucked up. But then again, yeah, now I'm thinking about it, I think a lot of those stunners he might have been really fucked up. Let's see here. Oh, I got a question for you guys. I got a serious question for you guys.
You don't need to know.
You don't know anything about brand.
It ain't cheap. Exactly.
You're the last person to talk about brand.
Ain't that something?
Yeah.
Him of all people.
Wow, are you really
understand?
sniffing the
Hey,
shoe?
yo.
I
Sniff
just
the
got
shoes.
the shoe
You
and
just
I
sniff the
typed.
All right, instant replay.
Really
understand?
sniffing the shoe?
Him of
Look at
all
this
people.
fucking creep. Look at this fucking creep. He forgot he was on TV. Look at him. This motherfucker forgot he was on national TV with 3 other people. God, he got right into the heel, right into the pressure point too.
Wow, are you really
understand?
sniffing
Look, he got-
the shoe?
He just
I
sniffed
just
her
got
shoe.
He jumped. He jumped like he was surprised that people were. He's like, "Oh shit, that's not normal."
the shoe and I
sniffed the
typed
shoe.
Keep your
on.
shoes
it.
off,
I
Jenny.
don't know about you, Dan. I got to keep an eye on you.
He might have a foot fetish.
Yeah, you might
Oh
have
my
more.
Dan
God.
might be one of those. Dan might be
No,
one of those.
no,
Ain't
that's
no
rest.
name
It's not
for that. Ain't no name for that. Dan. D.O.
What's wrong with
D.O.
it? It's a
D.O.
nice black patent leather pump.
Look at him he's trying to change the subject. They're like, he might have a foot fetish. One might. The motherfucker smelled the shoe. I'm really honestly racking my brain right now, trying to give him the benefit of the doubt too. Like, why smell the shoe? Why are we even holding this lady's fucking shoes on camera for real? But
These
I
are
don't know,
like
she
the
did set
lazy
herself
heels.
up.
Okay, would you give me my shoe back?
D.O.
I don't think you're ever getting that bitch back. Would you give me my shoe back?
Shoe? I just got the shoe and I have tights
Hey,
on.
I
Don't be
don't know
weird.
about you, Dan.
Oh.
I got to keep an eye on you.
He might have a foot fetish.
Yeah, you might
Oh
have
my
more.
Dan might be one of those. Dan might be one of those.
No, that's
Yeah,
rest.
ain't
It's not
no
Dan.
name for that. Dan.
What's
D.O.
wrong with
D.O.
it? It's a
D.O.
He says, Stephen A., what are these? Bitch, don't try to involve me in your freaky fucking game you're
nice
playing.
black patent leather pump.
These are like the lazy heels.
Okay, would you give me my shoe back?
D.O.
The answer is yes. The answer is yes, you have a claim. Yes, you absolutely have a claim, Molly. Dan was wilding out yesterday. Dan was wilding out yesterday, and when he sniffed your fucking shoe on camera, how did he get it? Seriously, Molly, if you gave him, he might have a claim. If you gave him the shoe, he might have a claim. You might have been putting the drug addicts. You might have been putting a needle right in his fucking hand, and not like in a clean way of like, trying to make sure he'll. It was like, you're trying to encourage this shit. So why the fuck were we passing around shoes like it was show and tell on First Take? I don't know. We didn't get that much of it, but I would love to know creepiest thing you've ever seen in your workplace. Was it somebody sniffing somebody's shoe? Were they sniffing something else? You let me know. Let's see what else we got. That was really just honestly a small thing I just wanted to share. I thought it was fucking wild. And before I was hopping on here, I was like, it might be inappropriate, but what the hell? Why not? DJ Akademiks. DJ Akademiks, yeah, the segue, brother. I'm sorry, it is fucking. Oh man, fuck, we forgot to go. All right, well, hey, anybody rocking with me right now? I'm gonna make sure we're not gonna no stone unturned. We're rewind it back to in your memory to when Aaron Rodgers was talking about Epstein's list and shit. And we were on the Pat McAfee show. We revived it. So, like I said, I had Jimmy Kimmel's fucking response already queued up. Just forgot about it. So this is Jimmy Kimmel responding to Aaron Rodgers saying he can't wait. I will say this is a little bit, that's a little bit more green. Now that I'm looking at it here. Can y'all see that? Let me make sure. Oh, my bad. Hey, say something, gang. My bad. There we go. So yeah, now that I can see us a little bit better, I'm not gonna lie. I'm hard pressed not to say that's green right there. Yeah, I can't really say that's blue. So the colors, I'll say the colors match. This is a good conspiracy because the colors do match, and we can't really say otherwise. Is this NFL official? All right, so look, Jimmy Kimmel, dear asshole. For the record, I've not met, flown with, visited, or had any contact whatsoever with Epstein, nor will you find my name on any list other than the clearly phony nonsense that soft-brain wackos like you can't seem to distinguish from reality. Your reckless words put my family in danger. Keep it up, and we will debate the facts further in courts. And then he added him just so you can find this in your mentions. Wow, Jimmy Kimmel unhinged. We'll see. I mean, look, hey, Jimmy Kimmel, let's come out, player. You're talking heavy right now. Let's see the list come out. Let's do it. Let's cross-reference. Let's make sure that what I'm saying. What you're saying is true. I mean, you're telling us that you're not on the list. You're definitely telling us that you're not on the list, but we need to see it. And when we do see it, we'll check it here. Jimmy Kimmel, I got no problem with you shitting on Aaron Rodgers, though. Tell him to get his ass back out on the field. Stop lying about his injury. I do like the idea of celebrity boxing match. Hello, Aaron Rodgers, if you're feeling up to it, brother. You want to make an extra M this summer. Jimmy Kimmel versus Aaron Rodgers, obviously. Yeah. I mean, it's not great. You're going to have to put some more shit on the card, but, it's a fucking hell of a start, and it would be funny. Jimmy Kimmel, you got Aaron Rodgers coming off an Achilles injury, man. You need to shock the world. Shock the world. We were also going to, let's go ahead and DJ Akademiks. Let's look into this tomfoolery fuckery. Let me go ahead and put this back on the screen for y'all. Stay signed in. How about you fucking just stay signed out? How about that? Can we just leave it how it is instead of you harassing me? Can we finally cancel him for real? Oof. Okay. Damn, I'm just trying to cancel cuz out. Grooming. Okay. Well, Damn. You know what? I will say these allegations, my man's fucked. I'm gonna come to court and slap you. I'm not saying because I don't really watch his content, so I'm not trying to. I don't know shit about DJ Akademiks aside from what I see on other people's shit when he comes on there and fucking screams on them. So, all right, DJ Akademiks is currently under a lot of fire on the internet right now for some allegedly abhorrent behavior. Moreover, during a recent conversation, seemingly on damn. Let me see here. Whew. Look at them try to stop your boy again. As always, throw some bullshit in here. Y'all weren't even seeing that, and I didn't see that. The stream had went down for a second because yeah, I was looking at this crazy ass shit going on. Yeah, DJ Akademiks got some so I don't know if you guys saw, but so this lady, this is like I guess the lady, I'll have to see if we can play the video, but that supposedly he claimed had a threesome with his friends while he was asleep, drunk in the house. Fucking pathetic shit. She's saying she was sexually assaulted. When you woke up, you were on top of me too. A rape kit was done. Holy shit. Yeah, I don't know if you guys heard me talk about him getting upset talking to the lady because she's like, yo, I actually don't think I did have sex with him. And he's like, are you really gonna make me go back and watch this video if you get fucking slam danced? Please no. Then a video emerged on social media of a woman claiming to be who that DJ Akademiks referred to. I look crazy right now, but I'm not going to stand here and let this man continue to lie about me. That's not what happened, Akademiks. You know that's not what happened. And for you to pretend like you didn't do anything, that I just went to your house and I'm just some thought, like we didn't know each other for 2 years. You tried to save yourself after your friends assaulted me. Whether you got drunk or not, I know that when I woke up, you were on top of me. You raped me. 2, a rape kit was done. You know what? I'm going to come back with my own story. This is what you wanted. You're about to get it. I've been quiet for way too long. Whoo, kid. That is a lot. All right, so let's check. Ooh, all right, so we got screen share. Oh damn, come on now. Guys, say something. I'm thinking I'm sharing this shit the whole time. Okay, so we gotta actually stop that screen share. Let's pop up another one. Okay, so let's see what is I love when a fucking text message gets fucking leaked. Jesus. All right, so Lil Ack. Lil Ack says, "Where you from? Michigan. When you 18?" Shouldn't you start out by asking, "Are you 18?" You know what I mean? Like we're assuming the affirmative there. Oh damn, y'all, come on. Fuck. All right. So this is a little act. Where you from? Michigan. When you 18? October 23rd. So not 18 yet. This is in March. Did you make your video? No, LOL. They're talking to May. Can I be in it? No response that we're seeing there. Okay, interesting. And then they got a little posed or whatever. I linked with him. This is fucking nuts. I linked with him this year, but it felt different. I realized he was a predator, so I didn't have sex with him. Now he got his bitch harassing me, calling me a fan. I linked him in July for the last time. He invited a girl over and he said he wasn't sure if she was 17 or 18, but he still fucked her. He kept trying to make us drink and take our clothes off while we were in the backyard. Oh, wow. So I've been dealing with him since I was 17, but he waited to fly me out until I turned 18. He would get me drunk to fuck me and record it. Wow. He has hella tapes of me drunk out of my mind. Every year he gets a new cum rag. They DM me and harass me to tell me I'm crazy, etc. Even though I never talk about him or really expose him till now, for being the predator that he is. Yeah, until now, but I mean that's fine. You know, you can expose people for being predators. I think that's fine. Let's go ahead and flip it and reverse it. Scoop. Let me make sure this shit's going because it likes to play games. Yeah, add the stage, obviously, like I'm trying to do. High school student. All right, so yeah, this is just a lot of okay. Damn, they collected a lot of evidence on this dude, man. I mean, I don't know, but evidence. I probably am using that a little loosely there. I mean, the text messages are rough, but yeah, what's this?
And to keep it real, if you think about it in the bigger scheme of things, there's not much difference between a 20 or a 17 or a 21 and a 17. Just kind of mean one's a minor and one's not a minor. But I will say, listen, I adopted this rule, which I think it was fine. I said, listen, man, as long as the chick got a college ID, she's getting fucked. I don't care if she's 17. I don't care if she's 17 and a half. I don't care if she just turned 17. She's going to get this dick.
Why is he saying this? Why is he saying this? And he also sounds like his voice is shaking. So his voice is shaking while he's talking about his fucking crazy ass behavior. Yeah, man, academics, and we're gonna have to see more evidence come out, how it all plays out, but none of that looks good. None of that looks good. That looks like you might be in some trouble. You know, it'll be interesting to see how he's able to manage that like fan base of his and stuff like that. And if some crazy shit like this is something he's gonna be able to weather aside from the legal ramifications, which I'm not sure exactly. I mean, this sounds like some jail shit, bro. Yeah, academics, you're wilding. But maybe not. But I mean, maybe not. He said the one lady said that he didn't fly her out until she was 18. So maybe he might be tiptoeing that line. Man, Leo. Let me take Leonardo DiCaprio off the screen. I don't even know why I did that to him. My bad, cuz.
I'm shaming her now. I'm shaming her. I said to her, yo, I'm gonna keep it a bean with you, bro. You came to my house and had two niggas just fuck you raw. I ain't seen no condom, no none. I said, yo, you should go get tested, man. Like you done. I said, that's wild, yo. You should go get tested, bro. And from that moment, she started like, because the denial shifted and she kept like trying to like pivot on the denial to, yo, send me the video. Yo, I'm pretty sure I didn't fuck him. And I'm like, bro, you fucked him. And she's like, no, look again. And now I'm getting super tight because I'm like, bro, I'm not about to watch this video if you getting fucked, my nigga. Like, it's on my surveillance. Like, bro, like, I was fucking with you. Like, what? You want me to watch the video if you getting fucked? Cool. She keeps saying that, whatever. She then tells me, by the way, I ain't gonna lie, and I'm gonna keep it a being about everything. My homies did not tell me they fucked her. At that point, I only seen on my security cam. My homies did not tell. Remember, they woke me up that night.
Wow. Okay. Yeah, you might need to not be homies with him, man. They might have done some things that you're gonna have to stand behind. But she actually, that's a whole other thing. He said that my homies didn't tell me that they fucked her, but when we were reading what the lady said, she accused him of being on top of her. That is crazy shit. That's something for sure we'll follow as it unfolds. You know, he said he has surveillance footage, so maybe he has surveillance footage of those things not happening. But yeah, that's a tough spot to be in. I don't know. We just gotta see what happens. That's really all there is to that. We gotta see as it unfolds. But I mean, a lot of that evidence is super damning and just disgusting, bro. Like hitting girls up under 18 and like I said, knowing that they're under 18 and then being like, hey, we'll just be friends until you're 18. That's just wild. It's funny because a lot of this like weird, nasty shit. This man was shitting on Adam 22 for, but Adam 22's over here doing the shit super illegal. I mean, super legally, apparently, and lucratively. So this is a win for him. This is a win for him in a sick fucking way. Adam 22, I'm saying. For Akademiks, this is all L's, bro. You're going down for this one. That is, yeah. This is the serious shit. You over here fucking with saucy fucking whatever the fuck. Caught yourself in a fucking scandal for real. Let's see here. So actually, I got a couple of videos I want to just play. We're gonna run through. And I gotta re-upload them though, because when we got kicked off earlier, they fucking deleted all my videos, you bitches. But look, let's not forget, we are coming up on a important anniversary, a very important anniversary for our country. And if you're with me, then you know what I'm talking about. The Epstein list is getting released around this time to distract against the great celebration that should be January 6th. January 6th, and the Patriots that marched on the Capitol that day / insurrectionized the Capitol that day. That is, like I said, the anniversary for that is coming up. So I thought there's no better way to, I don't want to say celebrate it. I was just kidding. But, I don't know. Commemorate. People commemorate fucking slaughters. So I think you can do that here. I figured we would watch the Channel 5 QAnon shaman interview. He's out. Free him. The man is free.
As it says right behind me, freedom is not free. So don't forget that. Freedom is not free. Remember the Constitution and remember our rights. Kelly J. Patriot, Channel 5 Live. What's this? Oh, I think this one's a 357 hollow point. And now we're gonna talk a little gun safety here. So first of all, make sure the gun is empty. Bullets are out. We got 6 right here. Don't point it at somebody unless you're gonna fire it. And don't shoot unless you intend to kill or protect somebody that you need to.
Yeah.
God bless America. Once again, Kelly, J2A. My fingers are messed up, kind of like that. Kelly J2A. God bless America. Second Amendment.
After 6 months,
he kept it real.
On hiatus, alone in the Mojave Desert, I got a call from an old friend.
Hey, Andrew, this is Kelly. Hope you're doing well.
Kelly J. Patriot, Saddam's cousin from Orange County.
Kelly, know what's up?
He told me he had a huge surprise for me, but wouldn't tell me what. All he said was get to the Arizona State Capitol immediately.
Pull around, go under the 2 big flags.
I met him at the Freedom Isn't Free gazebo, and he told me that I must start by getting a zoom-in shot of the American flag.
All right, Kelly, I'm zooming in.
But you don't film shit here until you fucking put that red, white, and blue on the forefront. God damn it. I like Kelly. Kelly has fucking principles.
Men died for us. God bless America. They're flying everywhere.
At first, I was a bit disappointed. I thought that he broke my isolation just to show me his gun. But then I heard a bellowing screech about 50 yards away. I could hardly believe it. Freedom! There he was.
All right, look, man, don't lie to us. We're supposed to believe that you were chilling with that guy filming the American flag and shit, and the next thing you know, you got this man spawning out of nowhere screaming.
Jacob Chansley, a.k.a. the QAnon Shaman.
Jacob Chansley, known as the QAnon Shaman, has been released from prison.
Fresh out the federal slammer after spending 41 months in solitary confinement for his role in the January 6th Capitol riot. Since his release, he's yet to talk to the media, but for some reason, he wanted to talk to me.
Hi.
What's up, man? How you doing?
Doing all right.
But under one condition. He said that before our interview, he'd like to perform a shamanic hymn he wrote behind bars, a war song commemorating his victory against the deep state.
How's it going? My grandmother just told me on my father's side, my grandmother.
Powerful. Fucking powerful.
Mother told me that we have Cheyenne blood running through our veins, and she said one of my ancestors was actually one of the few survivors of the Trail of Tears.
How does that make you feel?
Very proud of my heritage. Typically, Native Americans wear headdresses where they have to earn all the feathers. This is not something that I was given by a Native American tribe or anything like that, but I do certainly believe over the course of my 10-year shamanic journey, I've earned my feathers.
What are your top feather earning moments, you think?
Oh man, 6.5 years of working with kids, troubled teen boys in group homes. Times where I went out to the desert and...
Damn, you gotta earn the feathers? I don't think you should be able to just fucking buy it then. You should be able to just buy it from a headdress shop then. If you gotta earn the fucking feathers, they should be sold separately then.
Damn near died going on a vision quest. Going through everything I went through over the last 2.5 years, solitary confinement and all that stuff. All the spiritual battles I've won in the ether and the astral realm against demonic forces and not yielding, not giving in to fear.
Freedom!
For sure. Anything else you want to say?
Transgenderism, which Baphomet is androgynous, and Satanism are kind of paired together. It's a globalist movement to create a Luciferian or satanic new world order. And it's really unfortunate because there's a lot of good transgender people out there. I have a lot of friends who are transgender, and all they want to do is blend in. They don't want to stand out and force society to bend to their will. They just want to blend in. There's something called the Corporate Equity Index at CEI.
HRC's Corporate Equality Index rates workplaces on their commitment to policies and benefits for LGBTQ workers.
I'm proud that today it was announced that Walmart scored 100th on the CEI for the 5th consecutive year.
Okay, look at this. They got some gay pride swim trunks at Walmart.
The CEI has served as the bar of accountability when there was no bar at all.
And basically what it is these organizations, these globalist organizations, Target, withholding investments from companies that don't have basically the woke credit score. If they don't have their woke credit score up high enough, or if they don't have one at all, then they'll send the woke mob after them. Did you get everything you needed?
Yeah, I just wanted a picture.
Okay.
Thanks.
These are the symbols for the planets. These are pyramids with vortexes above them. We got the sun and the moon here. Viking runes, because from what I've heard from family, I have Viking ancestry, as well as Native American Cheyenne blood running through my veins.
Is that something you can
This motherfucker Ragnar Lothbrok.
like feel?
Oh yeah. This idea of whiteness, it's just so racist. I happen to have Cheyenne blood running through my veins, so please tell me more about how it is wearing something my ancestors wore for quite some time is an insult to my heritage. Please tell me more about that.
Who gave you the feathers, though?
What's up with the wrist tattoos?
I got these here after a heartless wretch broke my heart and cheated on me, and so I got these as a means of reminding myself to never allow a woman to treat me that way, and also to deal with the emotional, mental pain of that. So a lot of my tattoos are done, they're earned. These I got after my dad committed suicide. Once again, it took 36 hours for these to be done, so it was a dealing with mental and emotional pain through the physical pain, coming through it and healing.
Do you still support Trump?
Yeah, it's not Trump's fault that I or anybody else went into that building. Why should he bail us out? Why should he get blamed for the actions of free citizens?
And we fight. We fight like hell. And if you don't fight like hell, you're not going to have a country anymore.
Do I feel like he could have done more? I mean, he could have done something like started a lawyer fund for all the J6ers and donated a large sum of money to kind of set a trend. But as far as like pardons, as funny as it may sound, there's only so much power that the president has.
In the final hours of his presidency, President Trump granted clemency to more than 140 people.
Pompano Beach rapper Kodak Black, whose real name is Bill Capri, his sentence was commuted.
Do you feel that your time in prison changed your belief systems at all?
Like regarding politics?
Yeah.
No. If anything, it just reinforced the notion that the government has corruption at some of the highest levels, and that needs to change.
Hey guys, it's Andrew Callahan. We're here now in Scottsdale, Arizona. Last time we were here in hot Scottsdale, Arizona was to cover the Satanic Temple gathering.
Scottsdale, baby! Get a baby! Hail Satan!
Right now, we're here for quite the opposite. I'm standing in front of a church here, where inside, Jacob Chansley, aka QAnon Shaman, is having his first ever welcome home party. So let's go inside and figure out what's going on. Come on, guys.
Hey, man, they came out.
Thank you all so much for showing up. It is truly an honor and a pleasure to shake your hands and give you all hugs and to see your faces again. I remember a lot of you, and the last time I saw many of you, I was waving goodbye and saying, "See you in a couple days." Solitary confinement sucks. It was the hardest time in my life. I didn't want to be alive anymore, but I also didn't want to die. So I'd like to start this speech by thanking God for protection and support.
Right now, this is Jacob Chansley, the shaman, America's shaman. This is his first public appearance since he's been released from prison and from the halfway house. What he's been through and what he went through, legally, it just, I did civil litigation, not criminal, but just what he went through for what he did, especially, once they released that video of basically them inviting him into the Capitol, escorting him around, 8 or 9, cops at points in time, and he says a prayer in the Capitol. They ask him to leave, he leaves, and he thanks the blue, and he gets these crazy charges. So they made an example out of him, and he basically was forced to fall on the sword for all of us who were there on January 6th and all of us who support freedom and just simply wanted to know the truth about the election. Not deserved.
But he's really a symbol of political prisoners. He's a symbol for everyone else that's being abused by this government. His outfit made him stand out that day, and that's why he became a target.
They wanted to make out like all Trump supporters, you know, we got us wearing the horns, you know, we're lunatics, we're crazy. But when you listen to him and see, he never struck anybody, he never threw anything down, never broke anything, and he was arrested for really no reason.
My son and I were on January 6th. We were at the Columbus doors on the Senate side. This is as close to the inside of the Capitol that we got. He was given 4 months incarceration. Has anybody ever heard of a Black Lives Antifa actually being arrested and convicted? No, it's always been the conservatives.
Jacob Chansley pled guilty in federal court this week for his role in the Capitol riot.
He's an American hero.
So are you.
I'm just doing what I can.
Kobe Bryant was assassinated by the Clintons. Don't tread on me. Don't even think about it.
Freedom! Freedom! Check you! Woo!
We were in prison together at the same time. Dude, if he's a terrorist, I'm a terrorist too. And you know what? If this is terrorism, make the most of it. If standing up for the rights and standing up for our children is terrorism, make the most of it. And you know what? This is the first time I've ever publicly said this in front of cameras or anything. Dave Griswold is the self-professed owner-operator of Midnight Productions. Midnight Productions is the syndicate right here in Maricopa County that has been murdering children live on film on the dark web. The child snuff film industry is a very real thing. And when it comes to humans, what Jake is speaking about with QAnon, these are people who are trying to use maybe exact.
All right, hold up. What did you just say? He said, if anything happens to me, guys, just know I was chilling and I would not want to kill myself. Midnight Productions. Let's just go into Reddit. Why not? Phoenix Midnight Production, borrowed from Phoenix. They were asking if there were any favorite conspiracies regarding Phoenix. Someone brought up Midnight Production. They said it was well known through the homeless community and a common fear, actually. It involves the police taking homeless, making snuff films, and doing who knows what to people. Are you all even seeing that? Oh my god, I hate that. I hate this feature. Making films and doing else to people. Have any of you heard of this? Something similar. Moderator announcement. Then stop talking about this shit. Yeah, they're like, look, you will be put on the list if you're looking at this shit. Enter at your own risk. I'm here because I saw the video on Instagram or something. It was a homeless woman talking about this specific project, Midnight Productions. I wasn't sure where she was at. I thought maybe LA. Same here. Tales from the Streets. Huh. I heard they used to go by Tiny Dancer Productions, so they're rubbing the smut on my man fucking Elton John's name. They also may be to blame for the death of porn star Angela Devi. Damn, I feel like I'm in a scary movie now. Investigating some shit. Huh. Okay, well, let's get back to the video. We'll do that.
To tell the truth about evil people.
Bro, I came here for the pulled pork. I don't know. Look at that. That's what's.
Yeah, Chloe, it was a thing called Midnight Production. Just what we were just looking at. Wild. They said that it was a guy on here was saying that's where people get kidnapped and then they make snuff films, so like films of them killing them, sell them on the dark web. I had never heard of that, so I looked into it. There wasn't much information that I saw initially. I'll see if I can find anything else.
Man?
Pretty wild.
Yeah, no, it's crazy, but it's cool. It's hot. I never leave the house without a fully loaded quick day. Aiming at an SA, SK, HK. Bullets get distracted from my motherfucking AK. It's payday. Don't have my money, get the fuck up out my way.
Are you allowed to talk about January 6th?
Well, I have a motion in the courts right now, and that my attorney has advised me stay away from all things January 6th until this motion has worked its way through the court.
While Jake isn't technically allowed to talk about January 6th, he gave his A1 Day 1 best friend Chadwick full permission to share each and every detail from that day.
My name's Chadwick. I'm close friends with Jake. You know, we went up there and back.
They're doing a proxy interview for this guy.
Together to DC and back. Him and I made that decision if we were going to go there or not, you know, about a week or two prior.
He also decided to give me access to a hard drive the FBI has been looking for 2.5 years.
Top secret.
Which features footage of rioters raiding Nancy Pelosi's office.
Who has a knife? Scissors. Look for scissors and knife. I put a letter opener. Open this up. Oh, wow. Right there, scissors. What are we doing? We're gonna open this up looking for intel. We got emergency escape hood. It says emergency escape hood.
Within a few minutes, they located
That is a dangerous fucking road.
a congressman's escape hood, as well as a map of evacuation routes, which would have led rioters to underground tunnels, where congressmen had been led by the Capitol Police to hide. Chadwick realized what was going on, so decided to step in.
Guys, it's over. Come on. It's over. Come on. Let's go. Come on.
I'm there for my channel to get great documentation of this day of who knows what's going to happen. And I did see from where I could people doing terrible things. You know, there was violent people. Let's not, you know, we have to be honest.
This is your country. If you have a weapon to defend yourself in your country, you need to get it. This is not a peaceful protest.
So how would you describe Jake's role on the 6th?
Oh man, Jake's role on the 6th, I would say, was a type of like just protector or maybe like voice amplifier.
Freedom!
What we were doing there in DC, we had been doing in Arizona.
5 months before January 6th, Chad and Jake entered the Arizona state capitol to protest mask mandates.
Oh, let's go inside! No more masks!
This is a long day at work, boy. I'll tell you what, I can just tell. God bless these people.
This is the end of the New World Order.
They faced little to no consequences in Phoenix, so figured it'd be fine to do the same thing in DC.
He had seen the Proud Boys gathering up, right, near the Washington Monument.
Antifa! Antifa!
Where's the f***ing pisser at?
Something broke out, you know, some kind of argument.
Right there anyway. Let's not fucking yell that, all right?
They started marching.
Our streets! Our streets!
And he started observing, you know, going along with that.
Washington, D.C. is our capital, not a capital full of communists, but American citizens! Free American citizens!
At about noon, Jake arrived at the Capitol.
Oh, there we go.
He sees a tower, right, that goes up. Climbs up the ladder to get a good view of the speech that was going to happen. Amongst that, he said he was in a crowd that just was like a you know, like a stream of water.
After entering the Capitol through a broken window, Jake, along with about 15 to 20 other patriots, chased Officer Goodman through the building.
Second floor!
And then he encountered his first set of officers face to face, okay? And there's a lot of pictures, you know? So he says they start escorting.
This would be a good, hopefully, explanation of this like time period that people say that they were escorted around and stuff like that.
Around, and lo and behold, they're on top of the chambers. And that's where you see some of the video that came out.
Hey!
Fucking hey, man. Glad to see you guys. You guys are patriots. Look at this guy. He's got covered in blood. God bless you.
I got shot in the face with some kind of plastic bullet.
Any chance I could get you guys to leave the Senate wing?
We will. I've been making sure they ain't disrespecting the place.
Okay, just want to let you guys know this is like the sacredest place.
I saw other people rummaging through paperwork, search for intel, and stuff like that. What I saw from him is asking everyone to bow their heads and pray.
Thank you, divine, omniscient, omnipotent, and omnipresent creator God, for blessing each and every one of us here and now.
He said a prayer. When he was asked to leave, he left.
After being escorted out of the building, Jake went outside and told people to go home.
You have to go home now. We have to have peace.
So what are we gonna do? We're gonna obey our president. We're gonna do what he asks. Respect the landmarks. Respect the Capitol.
He tells me, hey, the president told us to go home. Meet me at the car. Okay.
Jake and Chad left D.C. at about 6 p.m. to embark on a long 33-hour drive back to Phoenix.
So, by the way, just to touch on the escorting point, it seems like when people address that, just from this documentation and other stuff that I've seen, it's like, it seems that there was apparent that there was some kind of like movement building up at the Capitol. So then they had all the people that all the politicians move to the bottom tunnels, and then they were going to basically let people do what they do, and then try to lightly suggest that they leave the Capitol and stuff like that. So from seeing that kind of documentation, actually it does make more sense as far as all the other stuff that we've seen put in our face, whether it be from like a right-leaning source or a left-leaning source. So it's like that makes way more sense. They get all the people, people that you're worried about being harmed, you get them in a safe place. Now you're letting the people that are going to overtake you one way or another, they're going to overtake you. You let them overtake a specific area, let them get some kind of benefit from that. Whether they get to say a fucking prayer in the Senate hall, then yeah, then you're like, okay, everybody go home. And then,
Next morning, Jake's world was turned upside down.
So what'd you do on January 7th?
That was quite the story. My life transformed over less than 24 hours. My phone number had gone public. I was getting all sorts of weird messages and calls. I had family telling me the FBI was looking for me.
My friend, somebody texted me.
They were right.
And said, your son was photographed in the Capitol. I'm like, what? I was surprised. But I'm not surprised. You know what I mean? I have known since Jacob was a little boy that he was going to do something really big and great.
So what about January 8th?
Just more of the same, I think that was when I had my interview with Alex Jones, where he screamed at me and told me I was a liar.
I love you, dude. I love you, but you gotta let me talk.
Highest level military intelligence. Tell me more about it.
Or are you waiting for your turn to speak, sir? Are you listening?
Tell me about the highest level military intelligence.
You keep interrupting me.
Because you're lying. You're full of shit. I will not suffer your Q people after this.
There were people on that day that were violent. That's just all there is to it. People assaulted police officers, they broke windows, etc. The real knife's edge that we are talking about here is there were people that were violent on the outside, and then there were people that were not violent at all on the inside.
We made history, guys. People are smoking weed in here. They're smoking weed. This is our house.
How soon, after the 6th, until you went to jail?
I was detained on January 9th after I turned myself in at the FBI field office in Phoenix.
What made you turn yourself in?
Well, that's just the kind of guy I am. They told me they just wanted to talk. I called them when I found out that they were looking for me and wanted information on me.
Yes, are you there? Can I hear? Are you there?
I basically said, I heard y'all are looking for me.
I heard through the grapevine that FBI was looking for me. You guys wanted information on me or my whereabouts?
And then we proceeded to converse. I red-pilled the FBI agent that I was on the phone with.
Operation Paperclip, look into it. That's exactly what the media's done. Operation Mockingbird, look into it.
Conversed with him, thanked him for his service. He was a Marine. We set up an appointment, and I showed up on January 9th, and you're under arrest.
Jacob Chansley,
Yeah,
the
you
self-proclaimed QAnon shaman, has just been sentenced to 41 months in prison for his role in the January 6th Capitol riots. He was seen entering the Senate chamber with a spear.
What was it like having him in jail for the past couple years?
It was very hard, very painful. When you're in solitary confinement, you don't have a window, you don't have view to a TV, you don't have a radio, you don't have books. Sometimes he didn't even get out, but every 2 days for 45 minutes.
Well, it was a concrete slab with a foam pad about that thick laid on top of it, 2 sheets and a blanket, and a toilet and sink into one metal mold, buttons that you had to press where the water would only come out for, 5 to 10 seconds at a time. That
was the worst.
It was hard.
It was tough.
It was hard, because especially when you have like the threat of 25-year maximum sentence hanging over your head.
I had my moments of breakdown, but, I drew on God's strength. He's an instrument of God.
You find it hard to believe in God sometimes when so many things go wrong?
I don't. Sometimes when we're tested, you think, well, why are you punishing me? It's a building of your faith.
And it wasn't a good day for conspiracy theorists. Jacob Chansley, the QAnon shaman, was sentenced to 41 months in prison for storming the Capitol on January 16th.
How did you feel about the way that he was portrayed in the media?
Well, they didn't portray him well at all. They portrayed him as a lunatic, somebody that wasn't very intelligent, Antifa, a terrorist, that kind of stuff. He was none of the above.
There's a lot of talk on the internet that I'm a CIA asset or a plant from the feds.
The one with the bullhorns, he's not a Trump supporter. I don't care what his resume says.
That I was a failed actor, or that I gave myself the name the QAnon shaman. None of those things are true. Schizophrenic, bipolar, depressed, delusional, none of that's true either. But it made for good cover for the media, so they ran with it. And then there's the whole thing with the white supremacy, racism crap.
I like it when white supremacists face consequences. Now, before being indicted,
I have gay friends, I have straight friends, I have transsexual friends, I have black friends, white friends, Mexican friends, Asian friends. I don't discriminate. Good people are good people.
Despite claiming to have a transracial, partially gay core friend group, Jake later admitted to me that Chadwick was the only one of his friends who called him when he was locked up. The others publicly denounced him, or silently disappeared from his life, leaving their old buddy behind to walk his new path alone.
A lot of people turned their back on him when he needed them to be there for him. Even some of his very, very long time friends, his own people are starting to say these lies. He said, you would be surprised who you lose, who you would almost guarantee would be there for you when it matters.
I think what it comes down to is that a lot of people are scared because they don't want the government or the woke mob coming after them.
It's hard to stand against the majority of what the narrative is, because then you get put into that small little outcast. A lot of people can't get picked on. They can't deal with that, I gave him a promise. I said, Jake, I don't care what I see in the news, what I hear about you, what they say about you. I know who you are, and I will not stop making sure the world knows that. I got a lot.
This guy was involved though. So him not turning his back, I'm wondering, he might be putting himself at risk by talking about this.
Right? Out of hate. My channels and stuff, boom, halted. It was a lonely battle.
And so I don't blame him. I forgive him. I'm not worried about it. Where God closes one door, God opens another.
You probably get a lot of fan mail though, right?
Yeah, I've gotten a lot of fan mail, mostly from older women though. It's not like, this is really funny. I was talking in prison. I was like, man, I get a lot of fan mail, but I only got 1 or 2 from hot chicks, bro. And the guys in prison are like, Chansley, my grandma's into politics. Hot chicks aren't into politics, And I don't know, I've seen some hot chicks at the Trump rallies, but,
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, I had to admit, though, that would make sense. That's why I get all these letters from old ladies. Oh, 50s, 60s, 70s, my grandson should be more like you. You know what I mean?
Yeah, so we're talking a little bit past what would be traditionally known as MILF range.
Oh, yeah, well past. I like older women, I like MILFs, but, Definitely not going the 60 plus range.
This guy's a
Has anything
sicko.
really unfair ever happened to you?
Yeah, dude, I got picked on all the time in school. My dad was an alcoholic and abusive on many occasions for no good reason. Unfair. Dealing with kids in the group home where I was working. The manager was not giving me the backup that I needed. The kids were breaking the house rules, and when I would do things like take away their phone or their video games because they showed up 5 hours late from their pass, all they'd have to do is call the house group home owner and complain, and then he'd undercut my authority and give the kids back the stuff that I took away. My thing is I don't see myself as a victim in any of this, so I don't dwell on the things that are unfair in life. If you think that life is going to be fair, then you're deceiving yourself and believing the illusion that life should be easy.
Is there any regret on your end about being there?
Well, here's the thing about regret.
Yeah, my bad.
It's a very heavy burden, and you cannot move forward if you're holding on to regret.
You guys a fan of Jordan Peterson? I love Jordan Peterson. Jordan Peterson once said something like, if you were going to break a rule, you have to be willing to deal with the consequences. I was going down to the Capitol on my own in my horns and face paint long before 2020. Will I continue to do that? Maybe.
Oh yeah. Do you still believe in QAnon stuff?
Well, it's important to differentiate between the Q drops, which there are thousands of them, and the QAnon community.
What's the current state of QAnon?
The current state of QAnon is, I would say, disheveled and confused, right? Like a lot of people, this was like this mind control psyop, essentially.
A psyop.
It's like a bunch of psychology tricks to make you research, right? It's not necessarily like a literally true. It's like a lot of it is allegory. A lot of it is disinformation, right?
But here's the thing I want you to understand. The occult. Are you familiar with the occult? So this idea of baby eating, it goes way, way, way back into antiquity. Ancient Greece, ancient Rome, ancient Babylon.
Oh, hey there. My name's Andrew Callahan, creator of Channel 5 and director of This Place Rules on HBO Max. If you enjoyed that documentary...
All right, sweet. Wow. Shout out to the QAnon shaman. His anniversary is coming up here shortly, so hope he has plans to celebrate. And yeah, I mean, hey, let me go back and read some of these comments. You were just killing them in the comments, Jaded Spades. Goodness gracious. Brick wall arms, so dumb. He is not smart. You know, the FBI was rolling their eyes collectively so hard. Yeah. Super duper. They portrayed him accurately, a moron. Yeah, I mean, even in that, which I mean, that was just a one-on-one character, little character mini documentary, and yeah, I mean, he didn't look like a genius. His friend needs to get a life. I think, like I said, his friend was there with him. I'm confused. He said because he's still dealing with litigation behind the January 6th, he couldn't actually talk about that in the interview. So then his friend stepped in for him, and he's like, he can talk about everything to do with January 6th. He's like, yeah, I was there. He is unbelievably unbearable. Okay, all right, fair enough. He got picked on, you don't say. Yeah, no, shocking, shook. That's one janky stage. What the fuck? I think these people need to leave the rule nightmare they live in. Move to a city, good lord. Yeah, I don't know. The QAnon shaman, I just figured, like I said, with January 6th coming up, it was a appropriate time to watch that video as any. And I do have one more video here to watch. Let's see how long it is. Oof. Yeah, it's a little minute, baby. Well, actually, what I have here to do is the Eminem. Let me see if I can pull up the conversation. So, Dr. Umar, known racist and I don't know if I could say thief technically, but I threw it out there. So Dr. Umar, he was recently on the Joe Budden podcast. Joe Budden, former rapper, if you guys are familiar with Slaughterhouse. He was actually signed to Midnight Production, guys. We gotta look into this a little bit more. Yeah, definitely gotta look into that a little bit more. Some crazy shit going on in Phoenix. But Dr. Umar, comments. But he was recently on the Joe Budden podcast, and amongst many stupid things that Dr. Umar has said on that podcast, there he is. Damn it, I'm probably not even showing y'all. Yeah, I fucking hate this goddamn thing sometimes. All right. Dr. Umar, this guy. He said that Eminem could not be the greatest of all time when it pertains to hip hop because it's a black art form and he's obviously not black. So oh my god. In the video below, the self-proclaimed Prince of Pan-Africanism. Sheesh, brother, come on now. All right, you're asking a lot. Let's go ahead and when I look at the responses from America's Caucasian community over the issue of Eminem being the goat of hip hop, and let me say this, I have nothing personal against Eminem, Umar prefaced before launching into a diatribe. It's okay. Let me just see it for the video below. Like, come on. Where the fuck is the okay? All right.
You don't think Eminem is one of the best rappers of all time?
According to who?
You, rap fans.
Let me say something to you. And this is going to my African fundamentalism. No non-African can ever be the best of anything African. It is an insult to the ancestors. It is an insult to the race. And it is an insult to every black person. Do you think I could go to Palestine and be the best anything of Palestinian culture?
What the fuck does that even mean, by the way? Like, what? Yeah, I can go to Palestine and be the best. This is a bullshit, terrible argument.
Never see that. You think I could go to Israel
and also, why is he so emotional? I need to get more emotional about this.
Be the best of anything in Israel, whether it be a cook, an instrumentalist, a dancer? Hell no. And we have to stop naming non-African people, Joe.
But I disagree.
Stay with me though. Let me finish this. We gotta stop.
Also, by the way, go to Israel and be an instrumentalist or whatever. I thought we were talking about things that these people, I don't know, like I said, you're like pulling this really abstract thing to say just black people invented hip-hop, which I'm okay with, but then to say like other people can't be considered for the greatest at it based off of race alone is wild.
Naming non-African people as being the best of any aspect of our cultural product,
Joe, I think you
because
can.
it is an insult.
You can.
It is an insult.
We can acknowledge that the talent is the
yes, I can acknowledge Eminem's title.
We should. But let me tell you,
for you to put him at the top, that's white supremacy. That's white supremacy.
What's white culture?
I don't see Eminem building those schools and hospitals. I don't see DJ Khaled building those schools and hospitals. I don't see DJ Vlad building those damn beds and supermarkets.
Yo, I'm asking.
Hell no.
All right, so I'm pretty sure he said one of the greatest.
You don't think Eminem is one of the best rappers of all time?
All right, do you think Eminem is one of the best rappers of all time? And then it completely devolves into nobody who is not African can be the greatest at an African thing of any way. Let me see, false equivalent for sure. America is unique and is being a country of immigrants, including Europeans and Africans. Yeah, totally agree. And also that's another added level to this is that hip hop and a lot of music genres and art forms, a lot of that has been dominated by American musicians. So you can even, if you want to make it bigger than that, you could say American. Why is that not a huge part of the identity of the art form itself? So to say, like, you could qualify under those parameters. I just thought it was really odd. And I know later this week I have a podcast planned, and I think we're going to talk about this again. So we'll get more into it, and maybe somebody will disagree and feel like you should be able to. You shouldn't be able to be considered to be one of the greatest at a art form or whatever. He just said literally anything, which is just even more fucking stupid. Yeah, like you can't be considered the greatest at anything that your race didn't specifically invent. That's fucking wild. And that's crazy that we have to tell Michael Jordan that Jerry West is better than him now. You know? Like that's why it's like if it gets like that, it just gets really weird and nasty in general. It makes no sense. It completely takes away any of the merit in these art forms. And like the example that I was just using was sports, basketball, which I'm pretty sure was invented in America by a white dude. Like, so now only white people can be the greatest at basketball. Well, we just fucked it all up. We just fucked it all up, and then nothing anybody did mattered. So, yeah, I think very stupid, silly argument. I wish, I appreciate the passion shown, even if I think it is truly like really a fucking stupid sentiment being shared.
According to who?
You, rap fans.
Let me say something to you. And this is going to my African fundamentalism.
We were just talking about fucking rap music, brother. Holy shit. Yeah, all right. See, yeah, I wish there was somebody. I know on that episode-ish, the guy sitting next to me pushes back a little bit, and that's just the general point. So there was some disagreement there for sure. But for me, super disagreement, ignorant statement, really stupid. Can't believe it was said. Joe Budden podcast, they are good for some interesting, I don't know, talking points and like kind of just interesting thoughts into hip hop, usually in a negative way, of course, like excluding people based off of race or whatever. But it gives us an opportunity to explore those kind of ideas. And yeah, for me, even somebody that I wouldn't put Eminem he wouldn't be like in the top 5 for me. But I think when you listen to him, for sure, it's completely reasonable when we're talking about art, which is subjective, that somebody else might consider him to be their greatest of all time or what have you. So I have no issue with that. I think, yeah, why should people not be able to have their own personal opinion that differs from yours? And the only basis for them not to be able to hold that opinion is the person that they're having that opinion on is of a certain race. Completely silly fucking statement. Dumbass shit. Sometimes people just have to be on the show to just say that was a dumbass thing to say, Umar. But keep it cordial. Everything was beautiful. Thank you guys for tuning in. Make sure you subscribe if this is your first time. Make sure you subscribe if it's your second. Make sure you're subscribed if it's your third. Make sure you're subscribed if it's your fourth. You know the deal. Make sure and then share it with somebody if you confirm that you are subscribed and you're rocking with your boy. Turn the notifications on. Make sure you see when the videos drop when we go live. Every Tuesday I go live. It's been 8 o'clock. Right now, I'm thinking I'm going to keep it 8 o'clock, but we'll see. So keep an eye on 8 o'clock. I am also coming back from being sick, so expect more content later this week. I'm going to get back into the flow of just producing more content and stuff. So, and yeah, keep an eye out for more lives, more podcasts next week. I'm sure I'm going to whip up a fire podcast. I already know I'm going to link up with Paul on that. So that'll be fun. I have some other stuff planned for some movie stuff, more channels. So stay tuned, stay locked. Make sure you're subscribed. Like I said, turn the notifications on. Share this with your grandma. Share this with your mother. Share this with your father. Share this with your cousin. Share this with anybody that you just genuinely like and you want to spread some holiday cheer with, and get involved in these interesting odd conversations that we get into and just growing it from there. And I appreciate y'all. I appreciate everybody that rocked with me tonight. And like I said, keep an eye out, more streams this week for sure. And love y'all.